What is going on, guys? DBG, and today we're going to be ranking all of the ECLIPSE players from worst to best in NBA 2K23 MyTEAM. If there are players that are anyway close to each other, so if there are two players that I would consider on the same level, I will go for the cheapest. If there are two players that I feel like are on a similar level, I'll go for the cheapest. And it's not just in terms of value, because, like, in my opinion, the worst value player in this is Ja Morant. Like, he's fine, but he's 450k. Followed by Kawhi Leonard. Again, he's fine. I paid 400k for this guy like 3 hours ago, and I have him up for sale. I'm about to lose a lot of coins on him. But if you could leave a like on this video for that, that'd be great. But anyway, we're going worst to best. And the worst is probably Devin Vassell. Not a terrible card, don't get me wrong. Like, if you've used this card, he's fine. His jumper is nice. At that 89 3 ball. He's got decent ball handle, but his dribble style is awful basic. But he's got a really good 3 ball. He's a really good defender, and he's got like solid lateral quickness and solid stats. In terms of his upgradable badges, like, he doesn't come with, there's a couple of defensive badges he doesn't come with. And funnily enough, you're looking stats wise all around, he's probably better than Kawhi. He's obviously not better defender than Kawhi, but no, the fact that he's the worst player, like when we look at last week, he's better than all three of these. I haven't even tried any of these guys. That's how little I care about these three right here. I'll be like, screw it. I kind of need to, if I'm going to be ranking these guys on like tier lists, I need to just at least try them out for a game. But like, these guys, in my opinion, all sucked. And like, you compare that to the guys we got today, all three of them are good. I overpaid definitely for all these. Either way, it doesn't matter. Then second worst, going Tyrese Maxey. A 6'2" point guard, so a little bit undersized. Great 3 ball, great dunk, good handle. I love the Trae Young dribble style, so I like this card. He's just tiny in game and isn't a good defender. His player build's tiny, but he's super, super quick. I like the dribble style. He's going to dunk it on people, clamp breaker, quick first step, bully. He's a card, like, even with his like defensive badges, if you're asking me what like card I would say he's at the level of, I think he's at the level of like a Derrick Rose. I would put him at a similar level to like a Pink Diamond Derrick Rose. His release just a little bit iffy. Good card, not a spectacularly good card, but he is a good card. Next is gonna be one that shocks you guys, but if you know how much I like the other guys, it's Jalen Green. Like, I might do a Jalen Green gameplay. He's just not great, is he? Like, his stats are fine. His defense is really, really lacking. Like, I don't like his jumper. I hate it. I hate the jumper. He's got some nice badges. Sure, he's got 10 hoffs. He's so weak on defense. He's a really weak defender. His player build's not great for shooting guard. He's a good dunker. He's good offensively. Great speed. And like, he's not a bad card, don't get me wrong, but I really like Maxey and Devin Vassell. He's better than the two of those, but I would put him in that range right here. I would say he is like the third worst card, but that is like a testament to how good other cards we have. Then we got Roy. Roy Hibbert is a card that I don't know if I'm gonna, if you ask me in like a week whether I like Roy Hibbert or not, it's gonna be a tough one. Because I don't mind the Brook Lopez jumper in terms of green ability. It's just really slow. It's way better than it is on Brook Lopez himself. He'll hit corner threes. He is one of the best interior defenders in this entire game, though. And and his speed may not be the greatest of 67, but that 80 lateral quickness at 7'2" at that height, he is going to be like your budget Yao stopper. Do I think Porzingis offers you a lot more as a card? Yeah. But if your job is to purely stop Yao, I think, like, his stats are very similar to a Ralph Sampson. His badges are similar to a Ralph Sampson, so I like Roy Hibbert. If they gave Roy Hibbert a better release, I would actually have Roy Hibbert as, like, way higher. But he's not bad. He's not bad. It's just you can't really use him as a popper. He limits what you can do on offense. And, like, the one thing he does in-game is guard the other team's Yao. Like, his job is to be a Yao stopper. He doesn't do anything else. So I can't put like a niche card. The only time this guy is really, like, he's a big body, he's fine, but like the only time he's really useful is if you're on a budget and you come up against Yao, which doesn't happen too often. So next is gonna be my most controversial one, and this is just me personally. Ja Morant. Like 400k, you're looking at Ja Morant. This guy is really good. He's really good. Like 94 3 ball. His stats are basically perfect. Not the greatest, but not a bad defender. 15 half badges. He'll dunk it on everybody. He'll run by everybody. The only issue is that he has the Ja dribble style, which is not the greatest, and he has that tiny player built for defense. He has the Steph Curry problem where you can give him 99 every defense stat and every Hall of Fame badge, but he'll never play defense. He has that issue. His player model is just really slim. He always gets bullied off the ball. And from just like knowing Ja, from using Ja, I didn't even get a gameplay with this guy. I got onto an account with him just to use them to try him out. I wouldn't be the highest on him. He's not bad though. Like if you're asking me who's better, Ja Morant or Don Ole, I'm going Don Ole. If you're asking me who's better, Ja Morant or Drew Holiday, I'm going Ja Morant. Like I will go out on a limb and say Ja Morant is if you want to say Ja Morant's the best point guard in the game, I'm not going to question it. Like he's that good. It's just the rest of these guys are that good. Next, we got Kawhi Leonard. And you guys might be saying like I'm gassing one of these guys. This is personal opinion. Kawhi Leonard's really freaking good. And like honestly, I think that Ja, Kawhi, Odom, and Wesley Person is literally preference. It is preference. And again, if you're saying you haven't used Kawhi, like I've sold Kawhi. Like Kawhi is being like I've got the coins. Like I've got enough miscellaneous stuff in my collection that I'm cool with keeping a card for 200k. If I thought a card for 200k was going to make my team, I would keep a card for 200k. Kawhi doesn't make my team. So Kawhi is a great defender. But as the years go on, that Kawhi defensive stance means less and less. And that 60 block it can be killer in a lot of settings. In a competitive setting, Kawhi is the second best player in the set, by the way. But I don't play competitively. 98 lateral, 94 speed. His release, though, is so bad. I don't know. I hate what they've done with Kawhi's release. I know he's got range. I know he's got clamps. I know he's got quick first step, clamp breaker, anchor. I don't care. He's only okay. He's really only okay. As far as these guys go. A card that I would put him on a similar level to is pre-Evo Tatum. Post-Evo Tatum is better. Pre-Evo, I think Kawhi is better. But for me, if you're asking me who's better, Kawhi or Joe Smith, it's Joe Smith. And if you're asking me who's better, Kawhi or the third best player in this set, Lamar Odom, it's Lamar Odom. So Odom is 6'10". He's got that Jordan dribble style. He's got the normal leaner on quick, which is huge, which is one of my favorite things in the game. And that is like one of, if you're wondering like why like I hype certain players over others, the way my reliance on a wing player that, like, first of all, I'm not paying 300k for a cone. And Kawhi works as a cone. But like if I'm paying 300k for a guy, they're my ball handler. And my reliance on like wing players to be able to hit that fade is big. And the normal leaner on quick is probably the easiest release. Other than normal leaner on very quick, Cincy Powell is the easiest fade to hit. He's got clamp breaker, quick first step, hyperdrive. He's got a lot of decent defense badges. One defensive badge he doesn't come with is clamps, which is not as big a deal this year as other years because every player worth a damn has got half clamp breaker. So the clamps badge doesn't matter anymore. No interceptor is not the greatest thing for a wing defender, but he's good at everything else. He will be a solid wing defender. He's not a bad one. And I really like that release. So I really like the Usman Jang release. I really like the Cam Reddish upper. The issue is he does get a little bit of load ups, but I'm a big fan of this card. He's number 3. This guy's so damn good. This guy is so damn good. I'm not even joking. He made my team over Ricky Davis. Like, I literally... First of all, I don't really use escapes or anything. So the fact he's a basic escape, pro size up, I don't mind the pro size up. But I will say this, if you're someone who uses escapes to create, this card's not going to be for you. But this is my list and I don't use escapes. And in very rare, like, as in guys that have been able to use escapes effectively against me is one of every 40 games I play online. If you're playing this game competitively, put him below Ja Morant. But if you're just playing this game casually and you're just looking for an ease of use player, Wesley Person is the second best player in this set. He has got Agent 3 and Limitless range. Okay. In terms of his his animations, he's got the elite defensive stance, which is insane. He's got the Dame behind the back, which is brilliant. He's got Mikal Bridges, Oscar Robertson, one of the best releases I've used in this game. He's got the normal leaner. And in terms of his defensive badges, he's got all the ones you need on gold. Like, he doesn't have challenger or anchor. Again, badges that they do matter, but they're not the be-all and end-all. He's a very, very solid dunker. But it's just that jumper, man. It's that jumper. It's what I put, like, reliance in. He's a good defender. Like, again, if that block was at 84 instead of 78, which is actually kind of irrelevant in game, like, that 6 difference makes nothing. Everyone be hyping up his defense. He's a good, really good speed, really solid lateral quickness. And this guy, from my limited experience, is the number 2 card in the set. And I will make the I will also say it. I will also say this. If you think that Wesley Person is the worst player in this set, I actually think you can make that argument as well. All of these cards are good. The only card I think you can't argue is the second. I think you could argue that almost every one of these cards is the second best player in the set, other than Devin, Vassell, and Roy Hibbert. Even this guy, even the Mitten, who I have not mentioned, have I? Oh, the Mitten is better than Tyrese Maxey and Jalen Green, worse than Roy Hibbert. I forgot about the Mitten. Lads. He's got an 86 3 ball with a really good release. I don't know what Ty was talking about saying his release is bad. His release is the same as last year. It's really good. Great dunk. Unbelievable defense for a point guard. He's got just all around great badges. Can shoot the ball pretty well. The issue with Gary Payton II is that he just has a small player build. He's a really, really good card. I remember last year, I think he was in the Tatum grind. I hyped the hell out of him. Maybe he was a Moments card. He was either a Moments card or in the Payton grind. And it's like early. No, he was a Moments card, and I hyped the living hell out of that Moments card. And this card kind of feels like that. That was a March, the last set of Moments cards. That card almost feels like that equivalent this year. Unbelievable card. I would put him ahead of Jalen Green. I put him lower. But I think that depending on, we're at the stage in my team, especially with this year it being green or miss. Like, it is all about how comfortable you are with a card. And someone like Kawhi that I can never green with, I just don't like as much as person we're green every shot with. Then we got Yao as number 1. The best player in the game. Who cares about his stats? The guy's got 80 speed, pro dribble style, really nice ball handling. Like, he is the best player in this game. Not best center. This guy is going to be like Luka from last year. In 1 month time, I can, unless there is one scenario. No, there are 2 scenarios where Yao Ming is not the best center in this game at the time of 250k, which is 2 months from now. There are only 2 scenarios. Because of the way his speed is, how good his release is, how difficult he is to contest with that dribbling, there are only 2 realistic scenarios. There is a Taco Fall with identical stats, or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar comes out with an 85 3-ball. And you might be saying, oh, but like, he doesn't need an 85 3-ball. No. To be better than Yao, he needs an 85 3-ball. Because he already has basically 99 speed. And he's already getting killed by this guy. And I don't even think that Kareem wins. I think maybe a Michael Jordan dribble style 3-point shooting Kareem. That might be better. I would be incredibly surprised if during the final 2... We are still 4 weeks away from the last qualifier. And then 2 weeks away from the tournament. And then 2 weeks away from the final. I would be shocked that if in the final we don't see both guys running Yao Ming. That is how good this card is. And that is 2 months away. Tim Thomas is a card that you looked at and you thought this card is going to be good for a long, long time. Yao Ming is going to be... Like, Yao Ming, what's he? Like, probably 1.5 mil? Like, if Yao Ming is 1.5 mil, he's underpriced. He's 2 million. He's over 2 million MT. And I still think he's underpriced. And everyone's like, oh, content creators are the reason he's 3 million MT. No, the fact that he's the best card we've ever seen in January of any 2K game ever. Like, the only cards in January you could argue are even close in terms of a historical context is 2K19's AK-47 being day 1 and still being that dude in January. Or when James Worthy came out in January. That's mad, actually. It's the 21st of January. I'm pretty sure the 25th of January was the 250k tournament at NBA 2K20, which is mad. Now it's like March. But basically, yeah, that is it. I actually think a 2 million Yao is underpriced. I'm going to tweet that out. Like, Yao is so good. That at 2 million MT, you could still argue that he is underpriced. Yeah, that's it. So, again, out of these 10 guys, I would say the worst is Devin Vassell, followed by Maxey, followed by Jalen Green, followed by Gary Payton, followed by Hibbert, then Lamar Odom, or Kawhi, Lamar Odom, Wesley Person, and Yao Ming. And if you don't like Wesley Person, that's fine. Move Wesley Person wherever you want, and that's still my order.